continue their impressive early momentum. Top of the table with 18 points. Hallescher in the bottom four. They have just the 2 victories in their previous 8 fixtures before tonight. Some familiar faces amongst the 2 sides. A referee tonight, Patrick Kessel. Sebastian Zelensky, the captain's armband for the red and whites of Hallescher. Stefan Kuczka continues to lead Dresden. He'll certainly be hoping to get back to his early season form. Saw him for 3 times. Hasn't quite been able to get back into that scoring form. Impressive sights in and around the Rudolf Harburg Stadion. Thumbs up. A little hug from Marcus Anfang. We'll certainly be looking for a positive response after that painful defeat in Essen. Well, applause to the vibrant support. Will the players get a similar ovation come the final whistle? Well, it's a return for Sven Müller. He signed for Dynamo Dresden at the beginning of last season. 4 appearances, already back in Hallescher red and white. Soreto Ristic will hope his Hallescher side can continue as they finished against Lübeck from 2-0 down for a 2-2 draw, ending a run of 2 straight defeats. An early coming together for a former Hallescher star man, on the scene at least. We weren't happy with that coming together that saw Luca Herrmann hit the deck. Gingerly back to his feet. So 2 changes for the Dynamo Dresden side that lost on the road at the weekend. Borowski comes in. Amtmann out of the matchday squad. But a really big moment for Panagiotis Vlachodimos, the Greek-born, German-born Greek youth, former international. Injury troubles have plagued him, ligament and knee injuries. This just his 10th start for the club. Now 4th season with them, and his first in 2 years. But it's Hallescher threatening through the smoke. Might not be able to see much. Thankfully for the home side, Terodjacha keeping his wits about him. Two changes as well for Hallescher. Halank coming in at right back with Boliki up top. As Dresden threaten. Well read and cut out And Hallescher could drive into the mist. So those two in for the red and white as Ug and Skenderovic take a place on the bench. "17 places separate these sides, 10 points. Indication of how tight Dritte Liga is if you can put in a run of victories. It's not been the most comfortable of starts for Ristic, Serbian coach of Hallescher. Maybe looking hopeful if they can get the delivery right. Or maybe better, that visibility isn't at 100%. Tunay Deniz was the man who kick-started the fight back against Lübeck, scoring in the 82nd minute before Baumann struck on the 90 from the penalty spot. Deniz otherwise scored a brace in victory over Sandhausen. That was their last victory. Lübeck draw coming after 2 straight defeats. Herman without his usual partner in crime, Klaas Hopman, there with him, but here comes striding forward Kammerknecht, links with Borowski. And there's a return to the bench for Dynamo Dresden of Kevin Ehlers, whose injury allowed the return to the starting lineup of Tobias Kraulich. He's played brilliantly in that back four. For the moment, keeps his place in Anfang's starting XI. We'll be thankful maybe to be Dresden soil. Tom Zimmershed, though, certainly was a popular figure at Hallescher before getting his summer move to the east. 47 appearances and 12 goals, of which 10 alone came last season. He helped Hallescher to win the Sachsen-Anhalt Cup. Now looking on as his old side threatened. No risk taken there. Hallescher to build again. Jonas Netfeld. Halank finding himself on the left flank, and now through. The flag stays down. What a start for Hallescher. This man just can't stop scoring. Dominic Baumann, once again, the go-to man. And Hallescher have a shock lead inside 7 minutes. Well, it was just lofted forward by Halank. Completely caught out Tobias Kraulich, gave him praise before, but caught on the wrong side. And once Baumann had a sight of goal, Stefan Jodjacha didn't even make a move for it. Well, the 28-year-old, I should say, was a goal machine at Zwickau. 25 goals in 2 Dritte Liga seasons. He's brought that goal-scoring form to Hallescher. That is already 6 in 9 appearances. No wonder Ang Fang looks frustrated. It was far too easy. And it is some return for the man who came through the academy at Dynamo Dresden. They made 18 appearances, but only 3 starts. 2014-15 season with the former East Germany champions. Never scored for them. So his first goal on the hallowed Dresden turf. One of a few ex-Dynamo players in the Hallescher starting lineup. Eric Berko. Another to have donned the yellow and black. As well as mentioned Sven Müller in the away side's goal. So far, they're returning with a precious lead. They may have lost just the 2 times this season on the road. Dresden have been fearsome on their home ground and they look to get an immediate response. But Müller, the simple task of catching. Including the end of last season and this term. It is 8 straight wins here at the Rudolf Harburg Stadion. So there won't be any panic for Dresden. Certainly an auspicious start. Fans may be regretting the flares set off. Clearly hasn't helped visibility, particularly in front of Asch's goal. Jonathan Meyer caught there. Free seeing 6.5 a dozen. Zimmershed. In this fixture in Dritte Liga, 8 previous clashes between these sides. Dynamo Dresden with the advantage, 4 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats. And the last time Hallescher arrived here, they were thumped for 7. It's already 3-0 when a certain Tom Zimmershed scored. 4 more were to follow. Certain Amit Arslan scored a hat-trick, now having moved on. Bundesliga 2 with Magdeburg. Certainly lost 25 goals when he moved on. Looking to replace them. Of course, 6 wins. Just those 2 defeats show that things are on the up for Anfang and his side after the desolation of missing out on promotion the final day of last term. Hallescher may have been thumped 7-1 in the last visit, but the previous one to that in April 2021, real smash and grab, 3-0 victory. So they do know historically what it takes to win on this ground. Taking the lead, certainly a huge step in the right direction. Dresden looking to hit back. Swung in, but Müller all over it. Ball. Used to Barco or anyone else. Good pressure from Burko, and it's broken kindly for him. Tried to let it run out. That is a poor ball, and it's plucked out of the air. Not asked there, though. Meyer will get a free kick. Bumped. He was by 19-year-old Etscheberger. A third straight start for the teenager. On loan from Hertha Berlin. Dresden, as one would have expected. Plenty of possession. What a wonderful attempted ball that was. Jakob Lewald unlucky to see that drift over the line. The opening goal for Wednesday night action in Dritte Liga. It's Hallescher. We're just happy to get a bit of time in possession. Dominic Baumann's goal means he's joint second top scorer in the division. Saarbrücken's Kai Brunker also with 6 goals. Is Ingolstadt's Yannick Mauser, 7 goals, who leads the way. But it's the 4th time this season Dominic Baumann has got the opening goal of a match. At the moment, 28-year-old, the difference between the sides. Swung across. Burko goes down, but decision goes against him. Flashing with Kraulich. Meyer. Hallescher doing extremely well, just as they did the home of Dynamo Dresden's big rivals Etscheberger Aue. Big Baumann also scored a first half opener on the road. Certainly doesn't like to come to Saxony. In the end, Aue finding 3 second half goals to win that 3-1. Hallescher also took the lead away at Waldorf Mannheim, only to lose 3-2. We certainly know they've had a few false dawns. Now they need to complete 90 minutes to try and keep the league leaders at bay. Showing enough patience there, just nudging in. Just the 5th start of the season for the 21-year-old. 3 starts at this ground have ended in victories. Solitary away day, starting 11 ended in with their 2 defeats. Both his goals have come as a substitute. Certainly would love to make a claim for the starting jersey. Kamenecht Eyeing the throw. Thought about a short one to Levald. I wasn't so sure. Olville, another to offer the short option, but went long to Kutska. Didn't win it initially, but good touch, almost got Borowski in possession. Instead, Muller launches long. Plenty of time for Del Yasha. Looking for a little bit of magic, or at least create an opening, and a lovely little step over from Herman. Just didn't quite reach its intended recipient. Meyer. It's much better, beating his man. The cross, never giving Kutska a chance. Hallescher always knew it was going to be tough, back-to-back away games. They did end a recent rot. They were on a 6-match losing streak on the road, including the end of last season, for that fight back in Lübeck. Last time they won on the road was back on the 15th of April. 1-0 win, thanks to Berko, away at Bayreuth. Ended rock bottom, relegated back to the regional Bavarian division. Lamfang. No. The belief should remain, given their strength on home soil. Not since the end of May have they gone behind. They did have Arslan on the books to net a double to down Oldenburg. Borowski just skipping away. Caught there. Jazz Kassar. Well, they know a long way to go, but certainly not party atmosphere. Fans would have hoped to continue. Meyer swings it in, easily nodded away. Zimmershad wants to get on with it, but does leave it to Kamernacht. For a long one, but he did have Luca Herman as a short option, but it launched in, flicked on, bouncing all around. Hallescher hit the jackpot with a goal kick. Launched in here, poor header across, swing of it by both Zimmershad and Vlachodimos. Demos delighted just to be back in the starting 11. It's been a torrid time since cruciate ligament damage in his knee. Not representing the club in Bundesliga 2. That is a really dangerous challenge. Kushka goes down. We expect to see a card, even though both players injured in the result. You can see Dresden captain quickly back to his feet. Jonas Netzfeld as well, and just ticking off from the referee. Another chance to deliver. The last one caused a bit of panic. Swung in deep. Keeper's come a long way, he's not done great. If you're not interested in any awards, the goalkeeper taking his own chance. Breaks down and Berko could be on the run. Flips it back in field, does long enough for Baumann. It's really well worked. He's done brilliantly to put himself between man and ball. Kuczka looks at his teammates and asks for more. Really lovely build-up play. Tonight Dennis just stepping across, taking a sore one. I think Kuczka just wondering why he has to be all the way back to help defend. Chance. Hallescher already stunning Dresden into silence. And they do it again. Dennis and Timur Geget. Number 10 took it on. Frustrated, will have a corner. Ball swung in. Oh, there's lots of space on the edge of the area. Waits to let it drop. Just didn't quite get hold of it. Kayet. Flying header away, keeping his eye on it. That's Schuberger. Holville in a bit of trouble, but he'll shrug it. The options ahead of him. There's not been great movement from Dresden. And Hallescher have been able to sit it to their shape. That was a bit better, but the ball couldn't break the lines. Will breaks up the play. Midway through the first half, Hallescher remain the goal advantage. Didn't look to be direct, but it's a little too direct. Certainly Dynamo Dresden had plenty to complain about in their defeat at Rot-Weiß Essen. Second goal for the Red and Whites. came with a clear offside that was missed. And that sent Marcus Anfang and his coaching staff absolutely wild. In the end, it wasn't Anfang, it was his assistant coach, Heiko Schulz, who was shown a red card. Plenty to feel aggrieved about. Marcus Anfang did say after the Awa derby victory, "When I'm calmer, I'll fall asleep," but he was certainly given plenty to be frustrated about. Booked, coach in your picture there, during that derby win against Awa, which was anything but comfortable, despite a 2-0 lead. He did have Tom Berger sent off, coming off the bench, only to quickly return to the dressing room. Midfielder back in the matchday squad today. Herman looking for a ball down the line. Winning run controversially called to an end, but nothing controversial about Hallescher's lead here. Dominic Baumann with a clinical finish. Interesting that in the aftermath of the Weißessen victory, Anfang said that the linesman twisted his foot, which stopped him being able to see the situation properly. Clearly, Heiko Schulz, watching back the pictures, ended up taking his complaints too far for the officials' liking. Dresden looking to be the purveyors of their own destiny. Panagiotis with Chorobidimus scored a consolation goal, which would have normally been a real moment to celebrate, especially after his injury woes. In the end, the nature of the result, it only made it 3-1. It wasn't too much to celebrate, given it was practically the last kick of the match. He has been rewarded with a starting spot tonight. As yet, he hasn't really, along with his teammates, got up and running. It's Hallescher with a fair share of momentum, trying to just bundle his way through. Switch of play to Berko. Waits for support. There's a couple of options. Now into Baumann. Oh, the strike. Unfortunately hitting his own player. Andor Berlicki in the end in the way, the Hungarian. Still looking for a bit of inspiration. Dresden, they want to know, are they going to see a goal? Moment as the visitors delighted how things are progressing. Really frustrating, Dresden. They'll be happy enough with there not being much action. The Rudolf Hallberg Stadion. Previous to tonight, in their previous 4 home affairs, 12 points from 12, 9 goals scored, just the 3 conceded. Their 8-match home winning streak is under threat. A good point to the ball, always a good attempt to try and show there's no harm done. Not working out for Halank, who it was his ball that caught out the Tobias Kraulich that allowed Baumann through to score. Now since concession, this free kick has them on defensive duty once more. Meyer swings it in, keeper comes a long way. Gets a bit lucky, Muller. He's wiped out one of his own players as Berko goes chasing. Positioning, starting position from Derodjasha. Now some attention will be given. He certainly didn't see his own keeper coming. Captain Jonas Netfeld in a little fist pump. Sebastian Zelnieski as well. He got his first start and second appearance of the season away at Lübeck. And Pohl in again from the start. A sore one there. He's got caught in a 3-way crash. No wonder there's conference going on. It's just not working for Dresden. They need some serious input of energy and imagination. He's not looking the most comfortable he's going to feel as Berko gets some information from Ristic. Sore one for Denis. Certainly, Ristic will be hoping he'll be back on soon enough. 47-year-old Zagreb-born former player. Joined Hallescher back in February. Happy to be able to help them maintain the Dritte Liga future. Finishing just 4 points clear of relegation. 2 wins in the last 5 were enough to see Meppen, Oldenburg, Zwickau and Bayreuth relegated. And then Zwickau's pain, Hallescher's gain, Dominic Baumann arriving. And he has shown at this level he is deadly. Chance to break. Really brilliantly stepped up and wins a free kick. Michel not having the best of times against his old time. Majid Kassar slaloming through. He's not looking delighted with the decision, if he is currently with the state of play. Kassar, 23-year-old from Murska in Slovenia. Second campaign with Hallescher. Started his career in Austria with Rheindorf Altasch. Went down and that struck beautifully. First time of asking. In the end, it's drifted wide enough, but it certainly gave the goalkeeper something to worry about. A poor header from Lewald. Andor Belitsky just looking to angle it on target. He was deadly for BFC Dynamo's 16 goals in the Regional Liga. Hasn't quite been as effective for Hallescher. Hungarian is just in for his third start of the season. All have come on the road. Kuchka feeling the close attention. Lewald during a difficult first half. Doesn't look like seeing the momentum change as Denis hopefully looks A-okay and preparing to take this corner kick. Swung in. Good take, and then quick release from Duryasha. Space to work in. Well, he couldn't stay onside him, I don't think. The ball didn't reach him anyway. Hallescher looked to respond. Off the chest, cuts inside. Oh, he's wandered through. Big save! An even bigger one at the second time of asking. Well, a jump. Fist pump from Duryasha. How important will that double save to deny Andor Boliki. 3 goals last season, yet to get off the mark this term. The 29-year-old flashed one wide just before. And he's not going to get closer than this. Right in front of goal. Got the ball back. German-Serbian with a vital stop. And it was so close to 2-0. Will we look back on that? It was a huge let-off for Dresden. Well, he doesn't see eye to eye with referee Patrick Kessel. Timur Geret, second year with Hallescher, and a teammate of Eschberger and Hertha Berlin. Teammates now in red and white and looking to continue to repel. The home side's advances. The crowd hopeful, then expectating. After a difficult first half, the ball swung in. Muller gets a good punch this time. Berko helping out with Denis. Ball lofted back in. Did a crop at Dresden. Aren't being able to formulate clear-cut chances that we've seen at the other end. That's given away cheaply. Denis swings it out, and there are red and white shirts flooding forward. Geret tried to use the overlapping Eschberger. Didn't put enough on it. Well, I think there's going to be some stern words at the break from Anfang, his coaching staff, and most likely Stefan Kurtzke. He's already had a go at those around him. Even saw a near huddle while Tunay Denis was getting treatment. to just usher and Boliki see the ball out. Just 2 minutes of the first half remaining, plus any stoppage time. There may be a little bit, particularly for the intervention of the medical staff for Dennis after he was caught in a four-way collision. Zimmershed making a move infield, taking a much more central position than we've seen him otherwise this season. Paulville, lofted ball without purpose. There's plenty about Hallescher. Berko happy to just hold on to it, wasn't rushed into playing it. Dominic Baumann on the move, but this time Kraulich does read it, and it's a really good ball out. Centre-back partner couldn't get out. A quick throw. Gives him back possession from Claudio Kammernecht. Paulville, that's a good ball. Stepping out of defence. Wins the first challenge. Completes the second. Oh, but he thought he had support. And from potential counter, it's ended with a yellow card. Alank going into the book. Certainly not as comfortable at left back, the right-footed defender. Just played very well in for Niklas Ug. It was his ball that turned into an assist thanks to the spin finish from Dominic Baumann. It's a booking now for the defender, and Anfang looks down at his toes, the patience to see his side come to life. Now, perfect opportunity. Meyer, you fancy this? The left boot of Paulville, another option, as well as Borkowski. Paulville seems to have won the battle. Will he go for goal, or we look for a teammate? Meyer still short, if he liked to play it short. Does go for goal, but it's straight into the wall. Clips it back in. Oh, it's a terrific ball! And the equaliser has followed. Well, it wasn't what was initially intended. But despite struggling throughout the first half, the league leaders are back level. And on hand once again, Denis Borkowski. Well, he was in the right place at the right time. When Lemmer's effort came off the bar against Erzgebirge Aue, he netted what turned out to be a winner in a 2-1 victory here. And once again, following into the space. And when the keeper Müller saved, he could only push it to the 21-year-old. It's his third goal of the season. It's his first when starting in the Open AXI. Thought that might have been the half-time whistle. Near enough the last action of the half. Well, his previous goal came away at Borussia Dortmund's second team the end of August. He's now scored back-to-back home games for Dynamo. A dynamic end to the half sees Dynamo Dresden draw level. Hallescher will be absolutely gutted. They were the better team, the more composed. Dominic Baumann's early opener has been cancelled out by Borkowski. The halftime break is Dynamo Dresden, the league leaguers 1, Hallescher 1. just 5th start of the season. Previous 2 goals coming as a substitute. Well, on the bench there are options. Dynamo may yet call upon their number 9, Manuel Schaffler. For the moment, Anfang, it looks like Ristic as well have kept things as they are. As Kurska gives it back to Bolville. Dynamo Dresden get us underway. Herman seeming to continue the fact that there is still frustration for the home side. I'd be delighted to be on level terms, but we've certainly not played the kind of verve and excitement that's seen them hit the top. Kind of put them behind, but Halank in the way. Darko gets the break of the ball, helped out. Lovely jinking run. Trods on it, but gets the ball out. Whipped into the near post. Behind for an early Hallescher corner. Kraulich lost Baumann. The opening goal. Perfectly placed. Cut out the striker's cross towards Dennis. Who now trots across to the boos from the stands. Swung in. Initially cleared. Darko doing well. Well, not just... Oh, it's gone against him. Look, the first look. Tom Zimmershed somewhat fortunate. Does get a touch on the ball. Seems to have put it in the former Hallescher winger's advantage. Ball swung in, but too far. Kept alive, though. On the spin, well, Kuczka caught on his heels. The ball was fired into him by Vlachodimos. Showing much way of feeling it's a poor challenge going to ground. Audio Kammernecht certainly feeling that. Quickly put back in possession. Nice turn on it from Herman. Fired it back into Borowski. Done well initially, but just let it run over the line. He's a little optimistic, I think, that he kept it in. Get a better view here. The pictures don't lie. There's a feeling out on the pitch that doesn't always equate with the pictures. Darko, well, could only get a toe on it. Now space and time for Dresden to attack. Not too much of it. Vlachodimos. Hallescher able to clear their lines and now trying to pin the defender. Well, you do go back to that double chance for Andor Boliki. Twice denied from Daryl Yasha. He surely should have put one of both of them away. And in the end, that's cost Hallescher dearly, given equaliser from Bortkowski. Dynamo Dresden can feel fortunate. Their number 1 is right at the top of his game. He did produce incredible performance away at Lübeck to grab a 1-0 victory. overall, it's been a rock at the back. Breaks kindly. That's a poor ball. Groans go around. Break of the ball. Hallescher making progress, but not able to maintain possession. Paulville just wanting them to calm it down a little. Ramenacht looks to advance. Keeps his run going. Just trying to force his way through the middle. Tries to go between two. Quickly back to his feet. Making a poor challenge, but the ball hasn't gone out. 3 to aim at. What a header! And it's not just a goal against his former side. It's his first, finally, for Dynamo Dresden. Well, no wonder the whole team is across. What a delivery that is. But an even better angled header. It's not the way one would have expected him to break his duck for the yellow and blacks. But Tom Zimmershed gets his first goal for Dresden against the team he left to come east. 10 goals last season for Hallescher, one of which came on this ground as Hallescher lost 7-1 to Dresden. Ristic unable to call upon his talents, and now he has, Tom Zimmershed, headed Dresden into the right direction. He's certainly not been short of opportunities. He could have had a hatful of goals in the derby against Erzgebirge Aue. He did instigate the opening goal in that match, an own goal from Niko Vukancic. Finally gets his first goal, Zimmershed, since his last game scoring for Hallescher, which was in a 5-2 thumping of Erzgebirge Aue. He might be challenging for promotion this season early on. Just about survived from relegation last term. As now Dynamo Dresden have their tails up. Herman going through. Stopped in his tracks. It's a very inviting set-piece position. Bounced off the first angle from Berko. Won the ball of Hallescher captain Neitfeld. And then through the challenge of Alger Kassar, and eventually stopped in his tracks and standing over it. Panagiotis Vachodimos. 2 goals to substitute against Ingolstadt. Of course, Essen at the weekend. It was a fine finish to get himself a goal. Once again, the Dynamo player failing to beat the wall. Paulville lifts it in hopefully, but nodded away. Hallescher desperate to get a foothold in the second half. The goal just before the break really had changed things, and no wonder Ristic is about to shuffle his pack. So Berko off. And also it's the end for Ulrich as Tom Baumgart heads on. place of Eric Berko. Confirmation that Lucas Alank heading off for the man he replaced in the starting 11, Nico Ug. Baumgart, 25-year-old, signed from Etzekaberga Aua. So coming on against their big rivals, but now in Hallescher red and white. He's already got 2 goals this season, as many as he managed last campaign. Nicholas Ug, 24-year-old Freiburg Academy graduate, back in the country after a short spell in Switzerland with Vaduz. Working his way back into the first team. But Hallescher under pressure as the corner swung in. Müller flicks away. Kamenecht happy enough to let it go and start again from the throw. A little shrug there, Leval being the innocent. I'm not sure Fang would have necessarily changed completely what he was going to say at half-time, but the equaliser certainly made things a little bit easier, and they've come out with a much better attitude, Dresden. Hallescher to try and remain dangerous. Baumann holding up the play well. The strike comes in. Comfortable save. Watched it all the way. Donojaccia. Heading towards the hour mark of the match. Despite an early lead for Hallescher. Dritte Liga, league leaders. Dynamo Dresden lead by 2-1. Look to be going back into a 4-point lead at the top of the table. Importantly, Tom Zimmershed with his first goal. And the referee had his whistle in his mouth, elected that it was 50-50. Chance to deliver from Lasho Miros. Cross. Clearance completed. It's really good play. Sat down, the referee, not seeing an infringement. Almost broke kindly back to Lasho Dimos. Couple of chances there for Stuttgart-born Shodimus. Did turn out for Greece under-19s and under-21s at European Championships. Sliding in there was Kutska. Just hasn't really had a sniff at goal in recent weeks. Fang, seeing his summer arrival from Hallescher, Zimmershed finally get his first goal for the yellow and blacks. They won't want to sit on this slender lead. mentioned, currently going back to 4 points clear over Ulm. Currently, equally good news for those of a Dynamo Dresden persuasion. The bitter rivals Erzgebirge Aue are losing 3-0 away at Preußen Münster. And Regensburg leading Waldorf Mannheim. And Unterhaching 2-0 up thanks to a Fetch double. Rotfa Essen to falling to defeat after their fine victory over Dresden at the weekend. Still such a tight league, we're only into match day 9. Dynamo Dresden certainly themselves the team to beat in the division to a direct promotion, not including the second teams, the likes of Dortmund. Dresden wanting to put this game to bed as soon as possible. Slip there on the spin. Referee says no. Trying to work through. Müller grasping. Lewald certainly hitting the target, not with any great venom or direction. Last time, 24-year-old scored, the defender, back in his Victoria Berlin days. Slightly uncultured. Quite sure why he's surprised, but this was Lewald's attempt. Not much closer to his first Dynamo Dresden goal. Certainly hopeful from Tom Baumgart that he was going to get something there with a couple of shoves on Kraulich. Now on the ball, Meyer. It's really well stepped forward by Paulville. Meyer. It's a lovely first time ball around the corner. There's space here. Uses the decoy. Cuts in field. Fine save. It's fortunate that it fell kindly to a red and white shirt. But Hallescher, in the way that they did in the first half, just cannot get hold of the ball or create dangerous occasions. Long ball. Good movement. Kutschke protecting the ball. Loses the support. Clipped the back of the heels, but the referee points to the ball, and Hallescher are in here. What a touch! But Bauman's all alone. Stumbling over the ball. Now looks for the support. And that is wasteful. Saw something that wasn't there. Bauman did have one runner. This was the chance before. Cutting back inside the goalscorer, Barkowski. Good effort. Comfortable enough save for a Müller. At least did well to punch to red and white. Müller. Just those 4 appearances for Dynamo Dresden. They failed to win any of them. Kuczka trying to help out his young teammate Borkowski. Went into the book, but not quite seeing eye to eye. It's a lovely looped effort. Hallescher not caught out. Fires it out to Kamenecht. Fraulich. Meyer. Just wasn't the same confidence or probing on the ball from Dresden, but now they've got the lead. Looking far more confident, and they'll get the free kick. Shed bundled over by Alejaz Kassar. His fine header, the difference between his old and new team. Fell trying to hold the line. Swung into a brilliant area. Oh, that could have gone horribly wrong, but it just trundled where Müller was lying. There's a quick look over his shoulder. Doesn't want to be done. The Dresden player was just hanging around. It's happened before. Long. Blues ring out. Hallescher being allowed the possession. Dresden don't have to chase in the way they did before. So corner kick. Can Hallescher find a retort? Now break on. 3 on 3. It's a really good ball. Hallescher do get numbers back. Not sure if there would have been an offside had it run through. But now the press held onto it well, and Hallescher find an escape route. Scoop of the legs there from Borkowski. Hallescher have certainly improved in the last few minutes. Just haven't been able to get much at the goal of Dynamo Dresden. Hallescher just grabbing that one looping kick in the air. Protecting the ball well. And here the referees whistle that well for sound inside the stadium. Certainly not at its most ferocious. This was the one that just a bit of luck. Didn't have more pace on it. Ristic. May have to risk it soon. Final quarter of the match approaching. Dynamo Dresden, despite being on top, it's only a 1 goal in it. The touch around, but just nudged out of it. Goog, little shake of the head. Kamenecht back to his goalkeeper. Meyer with time to take a look, take a touch. That's a loose ball. Get away with it. Allville flicked off nicely to Herman. Showed too much of it. Really nice angled ball. Zimmershed wanted maybe to work the 1-2, but Borkowski was felled and he's run it into the corner. Tries to just smuggle his way out. Zimmershed stayed down. Oog wants to get on with it. Not much in the way of feelings towards former player. Of course, Nico Oog, teammate of his. Now the changes afoot for Anfangs Dresden. Maybe a feel hard done by to lose his starting place, Jakob Lemmer. He'll be heading on. Lars Boening will also come on into the match for Vlacho Dimos. His first start in over 2 years. Disappointed not to have made a bigger impact, but leaving with Dresden leading. And Lemmer on his main intervention, his last home appearance, crashing the crossbar that led to Borkowski, making it 2-0 against Alwa. And with a late Berg goal, turned out to be the winner. And Tom Zimmershed not coming back on. He certainly had his impact with what at the moment is the winning goal. Lars Boening, the 25-year-old defender, on in his place. A 6th substitute appearance. He's only managed 11 minutes all season. He'll get at least 16 here. Through Werder Bremen, Meppen and Kaiserslautern before signing at the club in the summer. Herman. Fight almost breaking out there, but it is a Hallescher throw. Hallescher wanting the run of the ball, but Baumann penalised for leaning in. They sent on Nico Hug, Tom Baumgart, and of course so Andor Bolicki, who missed those two huge chances, head off to be replaced by Austrian Patrick Hasenhüttl. Once again, Ristic with his final roll of the dice. No surprise to see Meres Skenderovi head on. Dominic Baumann certainly worked his socks off. Another goal, 6 to leave him second top scorer. They level with Brunker. Didn't add to his goal tally in Saarbrücken's 1-1 draw at home to Lübeck, although they did it with 10 men. Last 6 minutes and got a 90th minute equaliser. Sandhausen 2-0 winners away at Freiburg. Second team, Ingolstadt, after thumping Essen 4-0. In fact, thumping I should say 4-0, losing at Victoria Köln in Cologne. Werra winning 3-1 over Arminia Bielefeld, and with that dramatic win over 1860 Munich on a wet and windy night on the Danube. So far tonight, league leaders looking to open up a 4-point gap at the top of the table over the Sparrows. Unterhaching and Preußen Münster winning handsomely. But it's an effort, own goal. First one for the substitute. Skenderovic could only fire into the goalkeeper's gloves. Hallescher looking enthused, but a free kick had already been given. Well, Ville had lost out there, but just the foot coming out, taking the pressure off. Dresden going 4 points clear. And Regensburg heading up to the podium in third place. Hallescher remaining in the bottom four as things stand. A point wouldn't change that, given their worse goal difference than Lübeck, but it certainly would make for happier reading. Do they have last hooray left in them? Nearly 30,000 turning out, just showing the size of the former 8-time East German champions. Desperate to return back to Bundesliga 2 at least. Certainly favourites for a title charge. And that has been so far confirmed with their early season form. Looking for a 7th win in 9 and on course for that. They also ended the last unbeaten record in the division in that Saxony derby against Erzgebirge Aue. It's given away cheaply. Dennis launched long. There's a bit of a wrestle going on, but Kraulich leaves it to his goalkeeper. That's a loose header. A little bit untidy suddenly. At this point, Dresden won't mind too much. It's a tough old season. Hallescher at the moment heading for a 5th defeat in 9. Just 8 points to their name. Baumgart offers his apologies. Melville getting there first. I think he was pretty clear in what he felt the punishment should be. Referee keeping his own counsel. Brunus looking it for there, but Herman another short option. Kermenecht wants someone to come short. Now looking long. Great tackle from Runen. Hallescher fighting so hard, but just haven't been able to create dangerous opportunities as he did in the first half. Scooped ball. Gutska points to the ball, referee agrees. The striker, captain, just couldn't take it in his stride. Certainly wearing the armband, he'll be more interested in points than goals. Certainly wouldn't mind being back amongst them. May yet have a chance. He's right on the far side. The ball was held up and then snuck through from Meyer. Could have played in his captain, who was in acres of space. Kuska in his second spell with Dynamo Dresden. Scored 16 goals in Bundesliga 2, 2016-17 before successful move to Ingolstadt, at least initially. Scored 26 goals in 2 seasons in Dritte Liga as they lost their Bundesliga 2 status before switching back to Dresden. 9 goals last season. He's already scored a third of that this campaign. 3 in 4 to kick off the season. Now looking like a 5th game scoreless. Dynamo Dresden leader. Meyer. Maybe not to take chances and just try and put it in behind. Ville, not often so advanced, but finding himself being the head of a one-man press. Good pressure. Forces Hallescher back. 6 minutes of the 90 remain. Can Hallescher create a chance, let alone find a leveller? Feld trying to gee up the troops. Dresden in absolutely no hurry. And Fang seeing the perfect response to that weekend defeat. Even if controversial, they were poor at Rot-Weiß Essen. This second half performance in particular, much more what they've been about. Fortunate to go in at the break, level pegging, It's Tom Zimmersched's goal, who at the moment is putting a dampener on the night for his old team. And yet, they could yet hit back. That's given away. Maybe Dresden being a little bit too cute at the back. The subs will come on now. Well, Tom Berger will hope he lasts until the end. His last appearance saw him come on as a sub, and he was sent off within 10 minutes. 2 bookings against Erzgebirge Aue. Suspended for the weekend trip to Rot-Weiß Essen. Back in and joined alongside Jonas O'Michen, 19-year-old, making a 7th appearance of the season, adding to his 42 minutes of action so far. Still yet to make a first start. The team, he's come through the academy. A few minutes for the 19-year-old to try and impress. He tries, blocked off by Baumgart. All lifted over, away from Kraulich. Ruschke has a wee point at the ball. Means very little as the strike comes through. At least hitting the target. Daryl Yacha comfortable. Right behind Dennis's effort. Ristic now must stand, wait and hope. Colville. Driving run. Will earn a free kick. A sore one. Woonen. Held back up by Paulville. Just says to Fraulich and Levald, head back. You need to push up that high. Trolley going past. Is this moment going to pass Hallescher past? Muller needs to get it forward. Likes to go short. Oog lifts it into a great position. First time ball needed, but also needed to get some pace on it. Waiting patiently. Skenderovic never received it. They do, however, have a corner. Can they silence the near 30,000 inside the Rudolf Harburg Stadion? Still do have some time in fading hope. Needs to get there first, does so. Throw rather than a corner. That's cleared. Hallescher try and keep the pressure on. Needs to deliver a good ball. Oh, it's kept alive. That's a great take. Under pressure from Daryl Yacha. Holding base of his spine. Oog with the ball in. Was made into something of this over a kick from the captain. Brilliant from Jonas Nietfeld. In the end, keeper was brave. They're receiving treatment as the clock strikes 90. It's not been Dresden at their absolute best. More than enough to return to winning ways, it would seem. Hallescher will be thinking 4 minutes. Enough to try and find a late leveller, as they did away at Lübeck at the weekend. Well, waiting patiently. Last of the substitutes. Schoffler wants to get in on the action. Off goes Stefan Kutzke. Hasn't returned to the barnstorming goal-scoring form at the start of the season. Manuel Schoffler heads on for the final few minutes. Schoffler is very used to being a sub, occasionally super. Just 7 starts in 33 last season. His first campaign with the club. 34-year-old veteran. Scored 4 times. He scored once in his previous 6 sub-appearances in the 2-0 win over Ingolstadt. Him and Borkowski heading on to be the heroes. More than anything, we'll be heading on now to just try and hold the ball up. Run down the clock. Goal would just be icing on the cake. Real battle, but it most kindly for Dresden. 3-on-3. It's a really good ball. Not a great finish. Clearance. Ball over. It's a good flick, Schoffler. It's a really good layoff. The best of touches, but he gets the run of the ball. Is there to be a final flurry for Dresden? Schoffler! Just wide of the post. Did brilliantly to cut in. Great technique. So close and yet so far to the game clincher. Although just 40 seconds remaining. It's now or never for Hallescher. That will do nicely. Heading back. It has to be launched. It's got into the box. Needed to protect it and lay it off. They will get one last chance maybe to deliver. Whipped into a great area. Well, just a touch. They kept alive by Crossweight. Swung in, headed in, and that should be that. Lewald and others in yellow and black celebrating as if they scored. It's not been vintage. They are going to be sent home very happy and clear at the top of Dritte Liga. The final whistle. Dominic Baumann got a 7th minute opener. But Marcus Anfang's Dresden, after losing controversially at Rot-Weiß Essen at the weekend, have responded. Borkowski with the last touch of the first half, and then Tom Zimmershed, against the side he left in the summer, Hallescher, to nod in brilliantly his first goal for Dynamo Dresden. Quite the story for the winger. And he is the match winner, as Dynamo Dresden win by 2-1. They go 4 points clear over in the Dritte Liga table.